Welcome to the 2020 Canadian Company of the Year Championships. Congratulations to the teams who've made it to the finals. We're really looking forward to your presentations today. My name is Karen Gallant, and I'm the VP of Programs at JA Canada, and I'm excited to be your host today. We're very fortunate to have the support of Rogers Communications, the national sponsor of the 2020 Canadian CoY Championships. I'd like to introduce Philip Oyle, President of Southwestern Ontario, Rogers Communications, who has provided some welcoming remarks. Philip joined Rogers in 2006 after 6 years at AT&T Canada Allstream. In January 2019, he was tasked with leading all business segments for Rogers Communications Southwestern Ontario and led the national strategy for SMB and partner sales while leading the regional executive team for Southwestern Ontario. Here's Philip.
Good afternoon and welcome to the 2020 Junior Achievement Canadian Company of the Year Championships. My name is Philip Oyle, President of Southwestern Ontario, Rogers Communications. Rogers Communications is proud to support the Company of the Year Championships through the Ted Rogers Community Grants Program. Through the Ted Rogers Community Fund, Rogers helps youth continue their education and develop skills to help them succeed and lead. Over the last 2 years, Rogers support has helped more than 12,000 high school students ignite their entrepreneurial passion, learn about business, and develop leadership skills that are so important to their future success. This is the second year Rogers has sponsored the Canadian Company of the Year Championship, and I'm so pleased to see such high quality competition again this year. This is particularly impressive given the challenges that COVID-19 caused across the country. Congratulations to all teams for their perseverance and tenacity in steering your companies through the pandemic. Your experience in doing so will serve you well in your future. Good luck to all the teams.
Thank you to Philip and to Rogers Communications for their support. Now I'd like to introduce our judges. First, we have Lisa Gates, Senior Manager, HR, Rogers Communications. At Rogers, Lisa is the Senior Manager of Human Resources based in BC and supports the company's regional priorities through its most valuable asset, its people. She holds a diploma in HR and a bachelor's degree in business administration, both from the British Columbia Institute of Technology. She has been a certified HR professional for over 12 years and last year became a certified coach as recognized through the International Coaching Federation. Our second judge today is Julie Hache, Partner, Autonomy Box, and JA Canada Board Director. Julie is a professional coach and entrepreneur. Formerly a software engineer and CTO, she also consults with tech startups, social venture programs like WOSN, and women entrepreneurs. Julie joined the board of JA Canada in 2019. Our third judge today is Scott Hillier, President and CEO of JA Canada. Scott joined JA Canada in 2016, bringing with him extensive experience from JA Southern Alberta organization, where he was first VP of Programs, then Chief Operating Officer, and finally President and CEO. Prior to joining JA, Scott was an entrepreneur building a successful global manufacturing and distribution business. Thank you to all the judges for being here. All right, we're ready to begin. Teams, as a reminder, Osana will hold up signs to let you know when there's 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining, as well as when time is up. Following each presentation, the judges will have an opportunity to ask the team a couple of questions. After that, the next team will have a few minutes to set up their presentation and we'll start over again. The first team to present is For You from JA Southwestern Ontario. For You, please go ahead. I'll be starting the time now, guys.
A bracelet. It can be a fashionable accessory, it can hold meaning, or it can even support a cause. But has anyone ever talked about a bracelet that combines all of those? A bracelet that's aesthetic, meaningful, supports a cause, and even educates anybody who even just sees it. Is this even possible? You'll learn today that yes, it is. My name is Isha Sharma, and I'm the president of For You, a JA company.
And my name is Shivali Sharma, and I'm the Vice President of Corporate Social Responsibility of For You. Right now, you may be wondering, what exactly are our bracelets? These are awareness bracelets, each of them linked to a mental illness, ADHD, anxiety, depression, and dementia. Each bracelet includes an informational card with the fact about the illness, as well as a website to learn more.
As a group of young individuals, we want to spread awareness about these common mental illnesses that several people are just uneducated of. We have focused on selling to youth and teenagers who are willing to learn more and support the cause. Now, we have taken the bracelet's purpose and we divided it into 3 sectors: gaining profit, spreading awareness, and helping its founders develop as young business leaders.
To start, our bracelets gained a profit. The selling price of each bracelet is $5, the unit cost is $1.99, and each sale earned a 50-cent commission, giving us a profit margin of $2.51. These numbers placed our break-even at 187 products. When determining the price of a product, we did not only focus on our profit, but we also used our mission. For you, from our hearts to your wrists, spreading awareness about mental illnesses.
Our mission was created with the goal of using our bracelets to provide information to other individuals. We chose the inexpensive price of $5 so we could reach more people of our target market easily while still having a markup of 151%.
We started the year with a sales goal of 215, but we surpassed that at week 13. This is when we decided to make a second goal of 350. In the end, we had 335 sales, placing our revenue at $1,675. We began the year with a share value at $10, which then grew to $18.33.
The strongest success factor of our company was how much time we actually spent on maintaining relationships and improving our social environment by spreading awareness. We acquired 5 different local connections. Number 1, 10% of our profits was donated to the Child and Adolescent Mental Health Care Program of the London Children's Hospital. Number 2, a mental health session was organized by our company at Saunders Secondary School for the students there. 3, a donation to CAMHC University College of 4 bracelets was made by our team to their Relay for Life event, and in exchange we received a promotion on their social media. 4, a purchase of 100 bracelets from Fanshawe College was used to give students and their mental health care kits. And lastly, one of the most important, our customers. Just by our consumers simply wearing the bracelets, they are spreading awareness. Even a simple question of where did you get that bracelet can educate an individual. All these connections helped us fulfill our mission of spreading awareness for common mental illnesses.
Throughout the year, one of our team's proudest accomplishments was that we all learned about strong teamwork skills. We always had motivated directors at our management meetings and devoted time for recognizing outstanding individuals. We had a large amount of attendance at external events, and we used our own time to complete 3 overtime meetings. This teamwork led to an average of 94% attendance.
We also found that these lessons directly corresponded with JA's core values: financial literacy, work readiness, and entrepreneurship. In terms of learning about financial literacy, one of our most time-consuming challenges dealt with our suppliers' limited stock. This forced us to find a new set of beads that would align with our current design while still creating as least choice as possible. This taught us about product pricing and budgeting.
Unfortunately, we also started the year with a few broken bracelets. From our customers, to foster strong business-to-consumer relationships, we ensured all customers received a free replacement. Furthermore, our team halted the production of the old bracelets and chose a more expensive but higher quality string replacement. We also realized the significance of business-to-business relationship with our Fanshawe and King's Order. This prepared us in the work readiness pillar.
Lastly, our simple bracelets educated us on becoming entrepreneurs and the creativity that must come along with that. We were able to transform these basic bracelets into important items that hold a very great value and message. We understood the true definition of the word innovate. 1 bracelet, 3 goals, and everlasting impact for you.
Great. Thank you very much for you. Good job. We'll now begin our question and answer session, and we'll start with Lisa this time.
Hi, everyone. Wonderful presentation. Thank you for sharing. My question for you is, what was behind the inspiration of bringing mental health awareness forward with your bracelets?
So in the world today, mental illnesses are extremely common. And especially with the mental illnesses that we chose, each mental illness basically targets a different age group. And we would just really want to make a difference in our community. That was the goal this year. So we decided that because of how common this cause is and how much all of us can really relate to it, we really want to use that behind our product to make a difference in the community.
Yeah.
Thank you. Julie, what question do you have for the For You team? I think maybe you'll need to come off mute, perhaps, Julie?
Hi, sorry.
No problem.
So I'm curious more about the teamwork. So what are things that you learned about working with your team together?
In all businesses, when working with teams, you have to foster positive relationships with all the team members, and you have to, again, have a respectful environment. And I think the reason why we were such a successful company is because of our positive teamwork skills. Every meeting, we felt like it was more like family and not friends, even though we just met through like a time of 3 months. So we learned how to be positive with each other. And if we had a misunderstanding, we learned to cooperate with it and talk to each other about it. And yeah, so that's how we fostered positive relationships, and that's what we learned.
Great.
Additionally, with that, with our company, we also show how important it was to support each other, because at our sales events at Dragon's Lair, we had almost our whole company show up, and it was just really helpful for us, and it really portrayed our company as a united front.
Great, thank you. Last but not least, Scott, what question do you have for the team?
Yeah, thanks. First, I want to congratulate you guys. My understanding is you are the national winner of the social enterprise category. So congratulations on that. You're already winners. So, way to go. So, and a great presentation. I agree with the other judges. I guess the question I would have is, I don't know the timing of when you actually wrapped up your business, but did COVID impact your operations and your business? So if so, maybe you can explain how you adjusted and dealt with that.
So basically we had 2 weeks left when COVID actually came by. And as we mentioned before, we did have a sales goal, our second sales goal of 350 sales, but we ended with 335. So the way it probably would have affected us is just the whole selling process of it, because we did have the bracelets made and ready. We just weren't able to do any more sales events. So that was a large impact on our company, that we couldn't reach the second sales goal.
In addition to what Isha has said, our face-to-face interactions were impacted because we had a higher selling profit when we were interacting with customers face-to-face. But our marketing team decided to upload every single week on Instagram, and that led our customers to be more involved with their company and to be motivated in putting their motivations in our company.
Right. Thank you. Back to Lisa, another question for the team.
I'm curious to know, so you've sort of targeted these 4 areas of mental health or mental awareness. Do you plan to expand outside of these 4 areas?
Yes, we do plan to expand out of these 4 areas. Just because of COVID during the last 2 weeks, we couldn't. But with our cards, we gave informational cards, and on these cards were actually a website. And on these websites, there's different facts about other mental illnesses that customers could reach out and check out. And because we didn't expand on all the mental illnesses, but the websites did, and our social media as well did, because we talked about a lot of therapeutic strategies, like the bracelets, of how they could be therapeutic, and that applies to all of the mental illnesses. So yeah, our website and our social media kind of went beyond that to showcase the different mental illnesses.
Thank you.
Julie, another question for the team?
What about sales channels? So my understanding is most of the sales were done in person. What are some other possibilities that you see in order to get your product out there?
Well, we were definitely heavy on using social media, as our target market was teenagers, and that falls into the Generation Z category. And about 85% of that generation learns about new products on Instagram and on social media. So Instagram was a huge part of one of our sales channels, and we definitely tried to gain a lot more promotion and sales from there. We definitely reached out to different students in different schools using our social media. So that was one of our other biggest sales channels as opposed to face-to-face too.
Scott, you're already ready. You've got yourself off mute, so.
Trying to save some time here. So I guess the question I'd have is, going into this, no doubt this was a new experience for a lot of your team members. And you didn't know what to expect. Boy, you really didn't know what to expect when COVID hit, of course. So maybe aside from COVID, is there something that really you took away, that you learned, that you didn't really expect to learn during the last 5 minutes of running your business, or 5 months of running your business?
So I think the most crucial thing we learned was the teamwork skills. Obviously in school we're learned about teamwork skills and how important they are. And sometimes you don't realize how crucial that is. But during our company year, we realized that teamwork skills are very mandatory. In order to have a successful company, you need to have positive teamwork skills in order to be positive with your customer. Because with teamwork skills, if you have a positive environment, then you'll have motivation to actually sell your product and to actually tell people about what your product is and what message your product carries.
That's a good answer. Isha, would you agree with that, or you have something else to add?
I definitely do agree with that, but another thing that we learned based on challenges is just how important it is to know that your suppliers are reliable and your partnerships are important and steady. So partnerships in general, of course, really important. The 4 we had that we mentioned really helped our company improve together, make a difference. But with our supplier, again, they were caused one of the biggest challenges in our company. They did cost us more money with our bracelets, as we did have to change the design later on. But that also taught us about adapting to your environment, as our VP of production was really strong with her adaptation skills. And she was able to make different designs based on the set of beads that were available at the time. So those are things that we learned that were really important for us.
Great, thank you. We do still have some time, so I'll open the floor to the judges. If anyone has any other questions for the 4U team, please go ahead.
I have one question. Can you tell us more about the relaxation sessions?
So basically, we held one session at Saunders Secondary School, and basically what this consisted of was we made stress balls out of just DIY, do-it-yourself stress balls out of flour and balloons. So what we're trying to do here is just promote relaxation to the students. We did have about 20 students come out and make some, and it was really inexpensive to host. And we just want to promote that, the importance of wellness, relaxation among these hard times for them.
In addition to what Isha is saying, to promote further relaxation, we actually talked about how you can insert oils into these lava beads, some therapeutic oils. So on social media, we talked more about that in order to add on to the therapeutic strategies.
Thank you.
We have time for one more question, judges, if you have another one to ask the team.
I don't have another question, but I would suggest that if you are continuing on with the business, I know a lot of companies nowadays could use those relaxation sessions as well. So by all means, showing up with some mental health bracelets would go a long way in the corporate community, as well as even in the school community. So congratulations.
Okay, that's great. Well, thank you very much for you. We will give the judges now a little bit of time to complete their judging rubric, and we'll ask the next team to get their presentation lined up, and we'll be ready to start with them in just a few moments.
Thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
All right.
Judges, if you want to give me a thumbs up when you're all ready, then I'll know you're good to start to listen to the next team's presentation. Scott's ready.
Maybe while everyone's getting ready, we could just present ourselves in the company. So I'm Nicholas, and I was the president of the company, and Alexis was a VP marketing this year.
Exactly.
Great. All right,
And
judges, are we ready to go? Scott, yes. Lisa? Julie? All right, that's great. So thank you. We are now moving on to our second team in the competition. This team is Arrière-Saison from JA Quebec. Please go ahead.
Arrière-Saison. In French, this refers to the end of fall and the beginning of winter. But for us, it has developed a whole new meaning. It's become a lifestyle, a brand. This year, in the span of only 5 months, Arrière-Saison grew tall and successful to become a well-known brand through Montreal. Surpassing $10,000 in sales and increasing our shares value by more than 1,600%, we opened a door to a lifestyle in harmony with the environment through our unique products, with absolutely no funding nor sponsorship. Let me let you in on how we did it all. Last October, Alexis Boudria, myself, Nicholas Dosti, and only 13 other high school students with no experience whatsoever in entrepreneurship came together with the simple goal of making an impact on our community. Community involvement, respect for the environment, customer experience, integrity. These were the 4 values at the heart of our very brand, and we never failed to remain faithful to them. When it all began, we wanted to make an eco-friendly product that could resist the rough winters of Montreal. We settled for a product giving us the possibility to expand on our creativity and that had never before been imagined, a multifunctional, high-quality bag. With the help of professional pattern makers, we created a brand new, unique bag. The bag features nylon lining for complete waterproofing, a retractable messenger strap that allows it to also be worn as a messenger bag, and an exterior pocket within which there's a second compartment where you can slide in your magnetic cards. It's simple, practical, and you're always ready to go. And the best part is, our bags are 100% assembled with love in Montreal, making them a way more functional and accessible, eco-friendly alternative to plastic and paper bags. Our bags cost about $18 to produce, and we sell them at $35, which gives us a profit margin of 49% from our retail price.
now, not only was our product innovative and truly unique, but our marketing strategies were very much on the leading edge as well. In fact, we created an actual community on social media, Instagram being our main platform where we currently have over 1,000 followers and 20,000 total views. During the year, we found different ways to interact with our audience, but we didn't stop with social media. Like no other team from Quebec, we organized independent sales and events outside of the program. These events assured us to create stronger ties with our clients, creating interaction and dialogue with newcomers in an inclusive, safe space. In fact, a proof that we succeeded is that we managed to sell out every single time we dropped new bags during the year. To give you an example within the very program, we sold out at our Christmas sale in Montreal, shattering every JA Quebec record with $3,000 worth of sales in less than just 2 hours. Just to give a little perspective, the average company in the sale sold $50 to $100 of product during the evening. Not bad indeed.
Now, regarding sales results, Arrière-Saison did not fail to meet the expectations. With the sale of 355 products, our sales totaled $10,027 of gross revenue. Our financial success is also reflected in our shares value, which hopped from $5 in the beginning of the year to a whopping $83 in only 5 months. In other words, that's more than a 1,600% increase. But all of this success was far from being served to us on a silver platter. We in fact faced countless challenges during the year. As you may know, Quebec was the hardest hit of all Canadian provinces by COVID-19. And as a Quebec company ourselves, we saw the direct impact of the pandemic in its early days when production of our highly anticipated 4th bag collection was totally canceled. However, we were able to adapt by reinventing sales strategies, finishing off the program by organizing a sale with the local restaurant. In a time of crisis, us local brands and artists must stand in solidarity for each other so that we can all make it through.
We also proved that by choosing local suppliers, we were able to continue our operations, unlike other companies that were producing overseas during the pandemic. This is all proof that ecological companies like ourselves are the future of fashion, and that being green not only creates a sustainable planet, but sustainable companies also.
On the technological side, we also spent many hours with our technical team making sure our website was the most efficient.
At the outset of an ambitious vision from 50 young students, we could never have predicted to learn so much from this experience. The arrière-saison team became our family. We forged incredible bonds while working together and learning about entrepreneurship. Some even changed their life paths, having found new passions. So truly, we want to thank you, Junior Achievement, for everything you've done for us.
In short, despite many unexpected challenges, our year was quite a success. We succeeded at building an actual community on social media. We succeeded at innovating through our designs. We succeeded financially without any sponsorship nor funding. But mostly, we found a passion in what we did and have great plans for the future of our company. When you think of arrière-saison, you think of a combination of eco-friendliness, affordability, and innovation while always remaining more than profitable. And we deserve to win. Why? Because we gave it our all and succeeded, but mostly because it's only the beginning. What used to be a simple word has now taken on an entire new meaning. Arrière-saison, French word describing a brand that will become great, and you're going to want to be there to see it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, arrière-saison. We'll now open the floor for questions, and we'll start with Julie, please.
Great presentation, everyone. I'm curious to hear more about what the design process was for your bag.
Well, I'll go ahead. So there is a lot of products that claim to be ecological or are less wasteful and stuff like that. But we saw that living in Canada, these products, even though they were good for the planet, they weren't really functional because they're not waterproof. They don't have a lot of pockets. So even if people want to do a good impact on the earth and the environment, if they don't have something functional to do it, well, they just won't buy the product either way. So that was our thought process. So we took a traditional tote bag template, and we thought of what we could improve on it. So we added exterior pockets, the compartment, we made it waterproof. We have another messenger strap that is hidden here, and you can pull it out, and then you can strap it to this side, which makes you able to wear it like a messenger bag also. So that was our thought process really on the drawing board and thinking how we could experiment and make every facet and every detail of the bag better. So we basically just made a bag that we would have wanted to have, basically.
Thank you. Scott, over to you.
Sure, thank you. And congratulations to the team. You guys obviously were the national winner in the category of manufacturing distribution. So you're already winners, nationally. So congratulations on that. And thank you for the presentation. It was very good. Great product, great presentation. You mentioned the arts community. I'm a little bit more curious about that. Maybe you can talk a bit about the connection you have with the arts community, because I know it's quite prevalent, especially in the Montreal area. And did you have an element of corporate social responsibility built into your business as well?
Yeah, well, I'll let Nikos.
Yeah, so basically, we always wanted to really interact with the artistic community in Montreal, which, as you mentioned, is really booming. So we thought of different ways to interact with them. Starting the year, as mentioned, we did a music and a fashion show where we assembled a team of musicians that made shows in front of clients that could come and watch them without paying. It was all for free, and they just wanted to help us. And it was a way for us to interact with our community and tease our bags for the first time, since we hadn't really, well, they weren't for sale yet at that event. So it was really just to interact and start engaging with our community, because we really wanted to sell our brand as well as our products, so that our customers would think of arrière-saison and want to buy our products, not only for the products, but for the brand behind it. So that's how we started the year. And then we started doing articles and interviews with artists such as, there was a brand, there was a graphic designer, and we interviewed them and made articles on them. And we published them on our social media, which is our main platform of interaction with our audience, so that our audience could get to know them at the same time as the audience from these artists could get to know us. So that was a good way to get us known through the artistic community of Montreal and to engage with them in different ways.
And also, well, as a we could say a fashion brand, well, as fashion is an art, we think it is really it wouldn't be right if it wasn't implemented, and if as what we could say, we kind of do art with the graphic design and everything in our image. We just thought it was fair that we create a cycle of support, and that's really how you get to be known. And when you are known, you make other people known, and then that's just how everything builds up together. So yeah, that was basically our marketing plan, and it clearly worked. So we're very grateful.
Great. Lisa.
Great presentation. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm curious to know if you see your company expanding to catering outside of Montreal, and if so, how would you continue to solve for the shipping so that it stays close to that sustainable way that you want to sort of stay close to in terms of your values?
Yeah, well, we've thought about it, and if we're ever to expand to another city of Montreal, we would still want to produce locally in that city and ship throughout that city. So we would never want to ship from Montreal to another country, because that would be against our values. So for now, we're just trying to expand through Montreal, which is a pretty big city. So we think that we've got tons of stuff to learn from the city, and a lot of expansion on our vision that we can do just close to where we live. So that's for the beginning of our company. And when we're going to want to expand further, we're probably going to start producing in other cities as well, making new contacts, involving ourselves in their different communities.
But also before we talk about a grand expansion like that, even if we ship our products, they're ethically made with the most organic products we can find, with the price constraints and everything like that. So even if we ship the products, they're still way more carbon efficient than, say, something you would find at an H&M or a grand retailer. So you think that both ways, it's still pretty good and close to our values. And also, if we ship from Montreal to Ottawa, well, it's still way better than shipping from China to Montreal and then Montreal to Ottawa. So we think that either way, we're still very close to our values, and we can expand without crossing them out, basically.
Thank you.
Thank you. Julie, back to you. Do you have another question for the team?
I'm curious to find out if you have ideas for other products that might kind of continue in the line of the brand that you're doing.
Well, that's a good question. And exactly, right now we are in production for brand new collections. So we will have hats, crew necks, zip hoodies, other bags with new details and limited editions. So yeah, after this call, basically we're going to a photo shoot to have some samples ready to post them on our website. So we have a lot of things in the works right now, and we're grateful for that. And also we still want to keep it made in Montreal, or at least Canada, and the most organic ways we can find. So yeah, we have a lot in plans, and we hope you'll see it.
Thank you. Scott, over to you for another question.
Sure. We can tell you're very ambitious, very innovative, and I saw, I think, in your shareholders report that you had done some creative marketing by photoshopping some of your brand onto some of the celebrities. It wouldn't surprise me that somebody on your team actually has a personal relationship with Leonardo DiCaprio and Bella Hadid, but I would guess that maybe not. So obviously you might not have got their permission to do that. Did you guys actually research copyright laws before you proceeded with that? Because obviously it was a key part of your strategy.
Yeah, well, it is fair use, because we could debate that it is fair use as it is a parody, or at least you could say it is derivative, but it isn't. We never claimed that they were modeling for us. We never claimed that it was true. So if you look like on a SNL or on a TV show, they'll Photoshop something on an actor or anything, but you can debate it is fair use, and if it is made correctly, there's absolutely no problem.
Yeah. Also, just to add to what Alexi said, we just did this because during quarantine, we were able to organize an actual photo shoot for the t-shirts that we wanted to publish. So the best way that we found to actually have models that could pose for us with our products was to Photoshop it on them. And of course, people were quite impressed by it. Some even thought it was true, but we never really said it was. It was just a way to tease our products and to make them known to our public.
Yeah, since you're continuing the business, I mean, it was a very innovative approach. Obviously, it worked for you, so congratulations for that. But since you're continuing your business, I would investigate that a little further. You might want to get some legal advice and look up specifically something called personality rights, because I don't think it would actually pass the test of being a parody, given that you actually are having a commercial gain. I'll leave that with you only because you're going to continue this on. That's a bit of a risk that you definitely want to get some legal advice on before you proceed with doing that any further.
Okay, yeah, thank you. We'll look into it.
No problem.
Great, thank you. Lisa, over to you for another question.
Yeah, so looking back on your journey, what was the biggest challenge that you faced, and what would you have done differently?
Well, definitely the biggest challenge that we faced was the pandemic. But apart from the pandemic, I think that the fact that we decided to make ecological products that were made entirely in Montreal, the fact that we were making them in Montreal came with a lot of extra time from everyone in our company to actually make the bags, because we had to go make the bags ourselves for most of the part. So that was a lot of extra hours outside of the ones where the program was helping us. So that was quite a challenge because not everyone was always available. And we found a way to make a calendar with everyone's availabilities so that everyone could make sure to come frequently to make the bags with us and help everyone, just help our companies be financially stable.
And also I can add that, well, a big difficulty of making the bag was, of course, we designed it from A to Z. So of course it was a big difficulty because we had a lot of ideas, but now you have to put your ideas, your mind to your paper, then paper to the patron. And then it's all a big process. So that was also very time consuming. But after that, when you figure out the template and how you can do it, well, you can do as much as you want. So basically, sky's the limit if you surpass that very time-consuming step of the way.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. Well, merci beaucoup, Ariel Saison, and your time is up for your question and answer. So we'll ask the judges now to complete their rubric, and we'll get our final team queued up for their presentation, please.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, so judges, as we did last time, I'll ask you to give me a thumbs up when you're finished completing the rubric and are ready for the next team to begin. We have a thumbs up from Julie. We have 3 thumbs up. All right, fantastic. So we are now on to our third and final presentation today. And so now we will ask Stacked from JA Central Ontario to begin your presentation.
Gaming is the future of entertainment in our increasingly digital society.
However, there's prevalent harassment and discrimination in gaming that myself and millions of other girls experience, deterring us from exploring the community and increases online hate.
This is why at Stacked, we strive to level the playing field for everyone by connecting gamers with an inclusive community through our digital matchmaking platform and gaming and esports events. I'm Petr Miacevic, and I'm the CEO at Stacked.
I'm Crystal Jin, the COO.
Over the past few months, our world has become increasingly virtual, and the esports or competitive gaming market is rapidly expanding, and this presents a great opportunity for Stacked. The global PC and console gaming market is worth $82 billion, and streaming viewership is an all-time high, with the Twitch and YouTube audience being higher than Netflix, ESPN, and HBO's audiences combined. With Stacked, we wanted to start our platform with League of Legends, the largest PC game with 100 million monthly users.
I've always enjoyed gaming, but I hate the toxic culture that's associated with it. As of now, 74% of gamers have experienced harassment, and this deters women from gaming. Females only represent 20% of gamers. However, the interest in gaming for women is there, and Stacked wants to remove the barriers by reducing harassment and leveling the playing field. With the Stacked platform, gamers can sign onto our website using their Discord, the largest social platform for gaming, which then links to their League of Legends account. Once they are logged in, they can access their personal dashboard with their gaming statistics, and they can match with other players of their interests. We also have a built-in chat platform.
Stack's value lies in its self-regulating gaming community. Just like you rate your driver with Uber, with Stacked, you rate the sportsmanship of your gaming partners. Stacked then filters out toxic users from the platform and connects you with true gaming partners, allowing for an inclusive community that will increase diversity in gaming.
Our target market is primarily females who are intermediate ranked League of Legends players between the ages of 13 and 34. To develop a sustainable customer base while developing our platform, we decided to run esports tournaments. Our in-person tournament was 4 months in the making when we pivoted online due to COVID-19. Despite no current softwares that can run virtual tournaments, our team learned and combined 5 new technologies to broadcast, communicate, and moderate in less than 2 weeks. With our members working remotely and each controlling a different aspect, we were able to run our tournament virtually. With the goal of creating an inclusive and diverse gaming environment, we hosted SuperStack Virtual, an online moderated League of Legends tournament. We had 80 players and 16 teams. It spanned for 2 days and it was broadcasted for 14 hours with a prize pool of $1,425. We streamed our event on Twitch TV, the largest streaming service in gaming, and garnered over 1,300 unique views. We also had prominent gaming influencers from Toronto guest star on our broadcast. With females representing 25% of SuperStack participants, we were able to demonstrate that by creating an inclusive environment and removing the barriers, we can reduce the gender gap in gaming.
Stack generates revenue from 3 main sources: financial partnerships, event ticket revenue, and freemium subscriptions. As a tech-based JA company, financial partnerships and event ticket revenue served as our main revenue sources this year during the development of the Stack digital matchmaking platform, our future scalable revenue source. And despite the challenges of COVID-19 this year, our team thrived financially with a total revenue of $4,025, $689 in net profit, and an 89% return on investment.
We will be improving our matchmaking algorithm to analyze a user's personality, and we're planning on hosting even more virtual tournaments to cater to the increased game-at-home demand.
With this being my second year in Stacked, from transitioning the Stacked team virtually where the future of work is, to taking a hobby of mine and transitioning it into a real business, Stacked has piqued my interest in entrepreneurship and business and is one that I'll continue with studying this fall at Queen's Commerce.
Throughout my 3 years of JA, I've met incredible achievers and inspiring advisors. I've become more ambitious, outgoing, and entrepreneurial. In the fall, I'll be studying engineering science at the University of Toronto. And with the experience and skill sets I gained because of JA and Stacked, I know that I'll be able to take my future innovations from design to market and tackle whatever the future holds.
Stacked wants to create a diverse gaming community, and through our inclusive digital matchmaking and events platform, Stacked is empowering the next generation of gamers. Thank you.
Great. Thanks very much, Stacked. We'll start this time our question and answer session with Scott.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Great presentation. Also wanted to congratulate you folks. Your team obviously was the winner in the tech category for the country. So congratulations on already being a national winner among the other teams that we saw earlier. So great work. My question would be around your revenue model. So, I mean, fully understand, it sounds like you're going to continue on with this. The development cycle is just kind of commencing. So you're kind of mid-range in actually developing the business. So we get that. And that's actually one reason why we created the tech category, so that you could actually have a longer range vision for a development of a company that was scalable like this. So, but regarding your long-term revenue model, with the subscription base. Was there any research you had done with your target market to actually assess that price point? Is there some sensitivity around that? How did you come up with $3? And do you have a sense of, if your target market are the females, are they willing to pay that?
Absolutely. So we did conduct market research. We evaluated our competitors, and we found that a price point of $3 was relatively similar to what our competitors, like Looking for Game, also offer on their matchmaking services to offer similar services as ours. And we do believe that females and everyone in our target market will pay for this service and will be willing to pay for this service at the price of $3 a month, simply because regular games offer matchmaking solely based on internet connectivity and skill, and there's simply no experience-based matchmaking platforms out there. And we need to ensure that we have experience-based matchmaking in order to create the inclusive environment we need to create a diverse gaming community.
Yeah. Also, with our tournament, that was also great market research, because afterwards we released a survey to see if our participants would be willing to use our Stack platform, and they are, and they're totally okay with the price, which is why we wanted to host a tournament.
Great, thank you. Lisa, over to you for a question for the team.
Great presentation. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. My question to the team is, I'm curious to know on the heels of this subscription topic, looks like you launched in March. So how many subscriptions have you secured to date?
So currently we have 150 users, and we're also currently updating our platform to have more features for our freemium subscription. And we're continuing to do so like daily, and we're getting different feedbacks to cater our platform to be as inclusive as possible.
Thank you.
Okay, Julie, what question do you have for the team?
I'd like to hear more about your rating system and how you're determining or how you're educating your audience in a way that they're looking for specific criteria. How are they rating other people?
So we made the analogy to Uber. So essentially each person on our platform has a 3-strike system. So what happens after you match, you communicate with each other, you play a game. Afterwards, there will be a prompt asking you to rate your gaming partner 5 out of 5. And there's different categories such as like friendliness, overall how good their skill is. And then if we also have a report a problem. So in that way, if an individual has 3 strikes or more, we completely remove them from our platform. However, we also will go in and see and look at it ourselves to make sure it was a real reason for them to be kicked off our platform.
And in the future, we want users to be able to filter for other users based on specifically what they're looking for out of their gameplay, what other games they want to play with these gaming partners, what skill level they are, what positions they are in the certain game, et cetera, et cetera.
Great, thank you. Scott, back to you for another question.
Sure, thanks. Given that you're going to continue on with this, obviously, it's a longer term plan. You're mapping out a strategy for long-term success with other additional layers of investment, et cetera. What risks would you say are your biggest concern going forward into the subsequent phases of your company development?
Our biggest risks moving forward in terms of the next phase would simply be our reliance on other gaming platforms and their availability for our software to be compatible with their matchmaking services. Another potential risk moving forward is that a lot of our matchmaking is data-based, and so we need to ensure that the data science behind our algorithm for matching is accurate in order to get the best pairs. Otherwise, we'll have users that will be unsatisfied with their matches and will want to end their subscription with the platform.
Okay, good, thank you. Julie, back to you.
What were your biggest tech challenges? You're building a tech platform here, so what have you encountered along the way while you were building this?
So for our tech platform, we have our technology side and our product side. So technology, we focus more on back end, and then product focused more on front end. Now, of course, we are a digital native company. So we had our senior students, our grade 12s, they were able to teach our junior students, so our grade 9s and 10s, because we wanted to ensure that people who were interested in product and tech but didn't have any experience could still join a department. So we spent a large amount of time ensuring that they understood the fundamental knowledge. So we got our grade 12 students to essentially teach our younger ones in coding and different design research, just to make, like, for skills not necessarily taught in school. So for backend, we use different software such as React. For front end, we use React. So this is to create the pages that the users see, as well as Figma. And then for backend, we had Amazon Web Services to host our database. We also had MySQL, which was also a database to hold the user information. And then Cloudflare for our domain name system. This is just industry standard and to make sure our site was more secure. And then finally, we use a Python library called FastAPI to build and deploy our APIs. And it handled things such as user registration and the logic. I would probably say the largest problem that we ran into is we needed to access the API of League of Legends. So through that, we had to get around it. We had to understand it. We needed to make sure that everyone was on the same page and that we could get those statistics from the game so we could implement them into our platform.
Good, thank you. Lisa, what is your second question for the team?
So I noticed that you've also included t-shirt sales or t-shirts as part of your revenue stream. Can you tell us a little bit more of how that idea got sparked?
So yeah, so these are just our company t-shirts, the stacked t-shirts, and we distributed them around the team for when we're going to sales pitches at gaming companies, going to gaming meetups, as well as for our events and for any corresponding virtual meetings.
Thank you.
Great, thank you. So we do have a couple of minutes left that if the judges have any additional questions for the team, we can take another 1 or 2. So I'll open the floor to all the judges at this point.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Lisa.
So looking at your B2B sales opportunities, who will you target first?
In terms of future or in the past?
In the future.
In the future. So actually there is a large number of traditional companies that are entering the esports market. In the past, we've had talks with major banks like CIBC and partnerships with major consulting companies like Deloitte, and also more traditional companies immersed in tech like Microsoft, as well as gaming teams, particularly Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment now has a gaming section on their platform. So those are our particular partners of interest for business-to-business sales.
Thank you. Is there another question from the judging panel?
Julie, did you have anything? No, I didn't want to put you on the spot. I didn't want to take your time. I didn't want to take your time if you didn't. So I guess the one question I'd ask is, has there been any response from League of Legends in the sense of you're connecting to their API? Like, are they receptive to this? Are they supportive of this? Where do they sit in interpreting what you're doing here that would influence some of their customer base?
So League of Legends is actually aware of these different looking for other gamer platforms, which is why they have their APIs released to the public. Of course, there's their free version and then the one where you have to pay to get more information. But there is like different communities in video game development. And actually League of Legends has a contact site where you can contact them if you have any questions regarding it. So they do promote these types of technologies.
Additionally, just to add, the owner of League of Legends, Riot Games, actually did provide a sponsorship of in-game currency for our Super Stacked virtual tournament. So we do have a good relationship with them, yes.
That's a good sign. Good for you.
Well, that's great. Thank you very much. That brings us to the end of our presentations today and almost to the closing of our Company of the Year Championships. But before we close off, Philip Oil from Rogers has a few closing remarks that he's sent to us.
Wow, such great presentations. I don't envy the judges having to pick a winning team. Congratulations to everyone. The winning team will be announced on August 31st. The team will go on to represent Canada at the Junior Achievement America's Company of the Year Championship in November 2020, and of course that will be done virtually. On behalf of Rogers Communications, thank you to the students, their volunteer mentors, and the judges. We look forward to seeing you again next year at the 2021 Canadian Company of the Year Championships. Thank you once again. Goodbye.
So thank you to Philip for providing those remarks, and thank you again to Rogers Communications, our national sponsor of the 2020 Canadian CoY Championships. I'd like to also thank our judges, and I agree with Philip. I don't envy you the task of choosing the winning team. I'd like to extend our thanks and congratulations to all the teams, their volunteer mentors, the JA staff who worked with them over the year, and all the other people who supported them in this entrepreneurial journey. As Philip mentioned, we will be announcing the winning team on August 31st. That'll happen through our social media accounts. And of course, the team will go on to represent Canada at the JA America's CoY Championship later this year. Thank you all for joining us today, and we do look forward to seeing you again at the 2021 Canadian CoY Championships. Thanks and have a great day.
Hi, everybody. Good luck in your school year.